we make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something.
Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. You know, there are times when it makes a lot of sense to combine two smaller rooms into one larger one. But today we're going to do the opposite. Divide a larger space into two distinct living areas without actually putting up a wall. Well, at least a full wall. Then I'll offer a few quick tips on how to keep outdoor wooden furniture looking its very best. Finally, I'll introduce you to the newest tool in my toolbox, a unique pry bar that makes short work of removing wood trim from walls without damaging either the walls or the trim. Now, it seems to me that many home improvement projects start with a vision. That would appear to be true for Ben and Catherine Moorhead. Now, they've taken care of their share of projects since they bought their house a while back and have their sights set on the next challenge. Catherine, in particular, has a very clear idea of what she wants.
Well, we're trying to add a little separation and a little bit of interest in the living room den area. Right now, it's just a huge gap. In a lot of the new homes that are going up, you see these beautiful columns separating two rooms, and I thought, why can't we do that here?
Now, I don't see any reason at all why Ben and Catherine can't have exactly what they want. I figure they just need a little bit of a jump start. So I head over to Ridgefield to see about creating a bit of separation for my friends.
Hey guys!
Hi Ron,
How
welcome
are
to
ya?
Ridgefield.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. I love the rocks. I guess that's where the ridge comes from. We're up on a
exactly
ridge
right.
here.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So these are the two rooms that you kind of want to separate a little bit.
Yes.
You don't want a wall up here.
No, we decided against a wall.
We like open space, but the problem is this room was added afterward. It looks
This
like
room
it's-
over here was added.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just bolted onto the house. There's really no transition.
Okay. So you think by making up here, like there's more of a division between these two rooms?
Exactly, and give it a little interest, a little detail.
So what are the actual dimensions you're thinking of?
I was thinking about 40 inches high and perhaps 17 inches wide.
17.
Yeah.
That's very precise.
It
17
is,
inches.
it is.
Not 20, not 15, 17.
Our marching
17.
orders are always very precise.
Well, that's good.
Now, I'm not doubting Catherine's judgment, but just to make sure, I construct a simple plywood mock-up to help us visualize the dimensions.
Maybe a little too close in.
A little too
yeah.
much.
Okay, let me come into about here. How's that look? Further in?
Couple more inches
Yeah.
in.
How about somewhere in this range?
Maybe one more inch. What do you think?
You know, honey, you're the decision maker here, so.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, Catherine's happy, so Ben checks things out from his point of view.
Yeah, I like, this is fine.
See?
Is that it?
Look at that.
Wow.
You did that. Huh? First time. Perfect cut.
Great.
4 pieces of 2x4 will be assembled to make the frame for what is called a knee wall.
Now these are the 2x4s you cut outside, and we're going to use these to make up a wall frame. So if you just kind of hang on to that for me, I'm going to attach these together with some 3-inch screws. Stick this up, okay? And if you grab that piece of 2x4 right there
Okay.
and set it right up on the top, okay? I'm going to have you put these in. Perfect. Excellent. Lay this right on here. That'll give us the extra thickness we need.
The wall that we're connecting to is a little thicker than typical, so we're adding strips of 1x2 to our frame to give us the added depth we'll need.
Excellent. Okay, so there's our wall frame. Well, it's going to sit right in here, like that, okay?
We attach the wall frame first to the existing wall and then to the floor. When it's secure, we head out to the garage and start cutting the drywall that will cover it. First, we score the paper on the face of the wallboard. Then stand the panel on edge, break it along the score line, and finally cut the paper on the back.
Excellent. Now we're just going to snap it back the other way like this. Okay, there's your cut. So this is 1/2-inch wallboard here. If you want to grab your screw gun right there, just go ahead and start putting this in.
All right, start here.
All right. Now we make it a real wall, closed on both sides. Okay, Catherine.
Our next step is to attach this metal bead to protect the otherwise fragile edges and give us sharp, clean lines.
Guys, the only thing you got to remember here is try not to hit the corner, because if you do, we end up with a dent, and that's not too pretty. So just take your time,
Okay.
enjoy,
Okay. You ready?
and we'll now have dual hammers. Or is it dueling hammers? Time for a little taping.
Okay.
Done this before?
Yes.
You have?
I have.
So you're a taping
I'm
veteran.
the taper of the family.
Oh. Well, let's just dive right in then.
All right.
Very nice, Catherine.
Catherine is putting down what I call a bedding coat of joint compound. We'll cover the joint with paper tape, which I first dip in water, then pull between my fingers to remove the excess moisture. From my experience, I've found damp tape like this adheres better.
If you want to place that so the center of the tape is right on the seam. Again, keep the knife flat and you're pressing it in. Okay, Ben, you're up.
Ben uses joint compound to conceal the flanges on the metal corner bead and blend it into the wall. The compound we're using today will set in about 45 minutes. Then we'll apply a second coat, and when it's dry, sand it smooth.
Well, we've got both of our knee walls in, just finishing up the sanding on this one over here. How's it going?
Great.
It's going well. It's looking good.
Oh, that's nice. Really nice. Okay. Well, you've been busy doing that. I've been out cutting this ledge or shelf, whatever you want to call it, that's going to go on top here. This is a piece of poplar, and all I've done is sort of cut a notch out of it, put a little bit of a round over on the edges here, and this will just slip right in here like that.
Oh, that's
That
lovely.
looks great.
Very nice touch.
That's not going to go anywhere, huh? Now we're going to start trimming out the insides of your openings here with, I guess you'd call it jam material, all right? So let's start with the top piece right up here.
Okay.
This kind of woodwork, or millwork as it's often called, adds interest and detail to just about any room. It can turn a wall from ordinary into elegant. Well, I'd say Ben and Catherine did a fine job without me, but now they're going to need my support.
Hey, 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 look what I've got. Your new column.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh, I think I made a little mistake. I think I'm a little too big for the opening right here.
Just a little.
Seriously, though, you do have to decide what portion of this you want. Top, bottom, middle, what do you think?
I think the top because of all of the detail up there.
What do I think, honey?
You think the top?
The top looks great to me.
Love the way you two just agree on pretty much everything, don't you? So the column comes with a capital and a base. I'm going to stack the capital and the base on top of each other. Ben, I'm going to give you a tape measure. Now, if you'd measure from the top right here
Yep.
to the jamb, I'll know how long to cut this column.
It's 34 7/16.
You got it. Okay, let's cut.
Now, getting a straight cut on a tapered column like this can be a bit tricky. For me, the best way to do it is to draw a line all the way around and make the cut with my Japanese handsaw.
Interior cut.
All right.
Wow.
Beautiful.
The shortened column is attached to the base by applying glue and then toenailing. Glue is also applied to the top of the column. And the two sections of the capital are set in place and nailed.
Okay. My fingers. Perfect, man. Let's give it a try.
All right.
Well, shall we give it a go?
Hey, you did it. That looks nice. Good job,
It came
guys.
out great.
Let's see how we go.
Yeah, you have to get them really on the flat. Oh, look at that. I can tell already. A beautiful
Oh,
fit.
man.
Well, you know, when you see a paintbrush in hand on a project like this, we're nearing the end.
Well, I'm going to go, you guys. You can finish this up. You've got it well in hand.
Well, you got us there, Ron. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank
Don't stay up
you.
too late now.
We won't.
Okay?
We won't do it.
And enjoy the room.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well, sweetie, between your design and his skillful implementation, we've really added a lot of value here, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Are you happy?
I love it.
Well, now that's quite sweet. Who would have thought that separating a couple of rooms could bring a couple even closer together? You know, I'm not one to shatter misconceptions, but bigger is not necessarily always better. Well, spring is just around the corner, and that's got me thinking about outdoor living. But when I took a look at my outdoor furniture, I realized, well, it had taken quite a beating over the winter. So it's time to give it a facelift. Now this is a two-step process. First, I'm going to clean and brighten it, and then restore the color. Because the wood is very dry, I'm going to first wet it, so the solution I'm about to apply will be absorbed more evenly and will not dry out too quickly. I'm also wetting down the patio to dilute any runoff. This cleaner and brightener will do two things: remove accumulated dirt and restore the sun and weather darkened surface to something close to its original color. I'm going to apply the material with a pump sprayer. Starting near the bottom and working upward to avoid drips that could leave streaks. After letting the solution sit for a few minutes, it's time to do a light scrubbing to loosen stubborn soil and sun-damaged wood cells. For harder-to-reach spots, I use smaller brushes. It's really the cleaner and brightener, though, that's doing most of the work. That's really evident when it comes time for rinsing. The old surface is literally washed away, revealing fresh, bright wood underneath. I've given the furniture plenty of time to dry. Now for a little light sanding with 100 grit paper. Both the weather and water I've just used have raised the grain. The idea is to even out the surface a bit, but not over-sand it. Making it too smooth could prevent the wood from adequately absorbing the finish. The tight spots I sand by hand in the direction of the grain. You know, I'm just amazed at what a difference a cleaner and brightener can make on outdoor furniture, even though it may look really bad like this one did to begin with. Now, I want to put a protective coating on here and add some color back. And I'm going to do that in one step using not a liquid, but a gel stain like this one. Now, one big advantage to this when you're using it on things that have a lot of slats: no drips. I find that a brush works well for applying the gel stain to the edges and getting in between the slats and other tight spaces. On the other hand, this applicator pad that comes with the stain is ideal for putting the gel on flat surfaces. The pad spreads evenly and does a good job of working the material into the grain. Now, would you believe that this is the same outdoor furniture that we started with? And just in case you've forgotten how they looked, well, take a peek. Not only do they look terrific, but they've got a protective coating on them that'll see them through the summer and well beyond.
As a do-it-yourselfer, you know that prying things apart is a very common task. No doubt, you also found that it's important to have the right tool for the job. These are some of the prying tools that have proven most useful to me. Now, I'm about to add another. It's called the Trim Puller by Zenith Industries. As its name suggests, this tool was made for removing wood trim without damaging either the trim or the walls. The ground bevel on the edge allows the tool to be easily driven between the trim and wall. The integrated center wedge then continues to separate the materials. In some cases, this wedging action alone is enough to complete the job. The trim puller is designed to be leveraged side to side. Because of the wide contact area and greater leveraging effect, trim removal goes faster while wall surfaces remain undamaged. The tool quickly, easily, and safely removes shoe molding, baseboard, chair railing, and door casings. It's ideally suited for lifting carpet tack strip and edging. The trim puller can also be used for prying off molding from decorative panels or doors without the risk of damaging either. It's also quite effective at removing ceramic tile. The integrated center wedge, combined with the tool's wide surface area, enable it to quickly pop tile away from the surface beneath. The trim puller can be used as a temporary shim when leveling base cabinets, or for prying off cabinet countertops that have been glued or nailed in place. It even comes in handy when replacing damaged floor planks. Removing shoe molding, baseboards, chair railing, door casing, carpet strips, tile, and more. It's always impressive when a single tool can do so many things so well.
You know, the modern tape measure is a pretty remarkable tool. Some of the wider ones, like this one, have a standout of almost 10 feet. Now, this makes it much easier if you're working by yourself. But one thing that tape measures are not great at doing is making inside measurements like this. You kind of have to roll them into the corner and do a bit of guesswork. Well, here's one way to get a more accurate inside measurement using a tape measure. Take a framing square, sometimes called a carpenter's square. Now, these have two sides. Usually one is 16 inches and one is 24. Lay the framing square in like this, and then use the tape measure to measure from the end of the framing square to the end of the opening. Then simply add the tape measurement to the 24 inches of the framing square for a very accurate inside dimension.
To view today's projects again, visit ronhazelton.com, where you'll find hundreds of how-to videos available 24/7. Free home improvement videos online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.